You were assigned the role. You didn't choose to feel everything in a room. You didn't decide your body would carry emotions that don't belong to you. Someone needed you to. Or maybe that's not the right way to say it. But something in you learned that role early. Your nervous system just figured out how to survive that way. You remember the feeling. You walk into a room completely fine. 10 minutes later, your chest is tight. Your mood shifts, and you're carrying something you didn't bring with you. And for years, you thought that was just you. I'm sensitive. I'm emotional. I feel everything. Until someone said the word, empath, and suddenly a lot of things started making sense. Except one. Why you? Because here's what's interesting. When empaths describe this, they always use the same words. We hate crowded spaces. We need hours alone just to reset. We leave conversations drained, even when nothing dramatic happened. And we can sense tension between two people before they've said a single word. If that sounds like your life, write empath in the comments. Because when people start sharing these experiences, something shifts. You realize this isn't just personality, this is a pattern. And that's when I started noticing something I couldn't dismiss. Almost every empath I met had something in common. Not their upbringing, not their personality, it's astrology. A lot of empaths have strong water sign energy in their birth chart. Pisces, Cancer, and yes, Scorpio too. All three are deeply emotional, but they feel differently. Pisces absorbs emotions. They become them. Cancer protects emotions. They try to heal them. Scorpio senses the emotions people are trying to hide and files them away. So Scorpio isn't less empathic. They just don't let you see it. And I thought I had it figured out. Until I kept meeting empaths who had none of that. Aries, Capricorn, Gemini, Leo. Completely different charts, completely different personalities, same experience, every single time. And that broke the whole water sign theory. So I went deeper into the charts, and what I found next, I almost missed, because it didn't look like anything I expected. Neptune, or strong 12th house energy. I kept seeing it. Different sun signs, different rising signs, different lives entirely, but that, appearing again and again. And once you understand what Neptune actually does to your nervous system, the entire empath experience finally makes sense. If this is already clicking, if you're feeling something shift, subscribe, because this is just the beginning of what your chart is trying to tell you. Most people have emotional boundaries. They notice when someone is upset, but the feeling stays outside, like hearing music through a wall. You know it's there, it's not happening inside you. Neptune dissolves the wall, which means emotions don't just get noticed, they enter your nervous system directly. That's why empaths say the same thing. I don't know how I knew something was wrong. I just felt it. If you've ever said that, hit the like button. Because when you do, this video reaches more people who think they're the only one feeling this way. And the moment they hear it explained, something in them finally relaxes. But here's the part almost no empath realizes at first. When we were children, we didn't know we were feeling other people's emotions. We thought they were ours. So a child walks into a tense room and suddenly feels anxious and assumes something must be wrong with them. Sits next to someone carrying grief and feels heavy. and assumes they're the problem. Adults didn't understand it. They saw the shifting moods, the hiding, the overwhelm, and they called it dramatic. But what was actually happening? Your body was feeling things it didn't know how to understand yet, so it adapted. It learned to read the room before it ever should have had to, and this is where the 12th house comes in. Everyone has a 12th house in their chart, but when someone has planets there, the moon, Venus, Mercury, even the sun, or when Neptune strongly influences those planets, that sensitivity doesn't just exist. It becomes your primary way of moving through the world. You become incredibly aware of what people feel, even when they're hiding it. The tension in a room, the sadness behind a smile, the emotional shifts adults think children can't see. And because you noticed those things early, you adapted. You softened your tone. You avoided conflict. You became the one who kept the emotional atmosphere calm. And eventually, people started saying things to you. You're so understanding. You're such a good listener. You always know what someone needs. And in many ways, they were right. And this is where the empath story splits in two. Because this sensitivity is a genuine gift, empaths become extraordinary listeners. We understand people at depths most never reach. People feel truly seen around us, sometimes for the first time in their lives. But every gift carries a shadow, because the same openness that makes empaths compassionate also makes us feel responsible for other people's pain. We don't just notice their suffering, we feel like we caused it, or like we're supposed to fix it. And we start attracting a certain kind of person. People who are wounded, people who need healing, people who finally feel understood. At first, it feels like destiny. Then, after enough of those relationships, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Different face, different story, same emotional dynamic. Why does this keep happening? And the answer sits right back where we started. Neptune. Because the same openness that makes empaths powerful makes them visible. And some personalities can sense that instantly. But here's what I didn't tell you yet. Neptune explains why you feel everything. It doesn't explain why you keep ending up in the same cycle. For that, there's a second placement. One that most people don't talk about in the context of relationships. I'm not going to name it right now. But if you already have Neptune strong in your chart, and you also have this placement, that combination is the exact reason the pattern keeps repeating. Not once, not twice. The same dynamic, different person, different year. The next video names it. And once you see it, your entire relationship history is going to land differently. It's on the screen right now. I'll see you there.